the NBA Summer League always has some players that shine and maybe some players that falter. And with that, let's start the show talking about our biggest surprises or our best of the Summer League. Now let's start with the number 1 overall pick, Paolo Banchero.
Mhm.
Paulo's a bucket. An absolute bucket. And after watching Summer League, it makes a whole lot of sense why Paolo Banchero went number 1. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I see it in action, the more it makes sense to me. So,
Yeah, and you
with
could
that,
call this
Troy,
a
what were your thoughts?
pro Paulo podcast in a way, because we've been talking about him really since the Duke days, when looking forward to the draft back in February, March area. So, to be honest though, guys, nothing about Paulo in the Summer League has taught me anything I already didn't know. Right? I knew he was a bucket. I knew that he was top caliber in this year's draft. A little bit surprised he did go number 1, as we all kind of were. But at the same time, as far as his playmaking ability and his ability to get to the basket and just his athleticism too, I guess I kind of already knew a lot of that, and I assume you guys did too.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the one thing from Paulo's game that I really enjoyed seeing was his defensive intensity. And like, you kind of always knew that Paulo had the intangibles to be really good on that end, but to see him take it seriously and to take it to heart in Summer League, it just excites you to see him hopefully do that on the NBA stage as well. I think I saw, it was never the question of like if he could be a skilled defender, but to see it in action, that helps a ton. But Jeff, what were your thoughts of Paulo specifically, and what did you see from him that made you go, "Oh yeah, that's number 1 pick"?
Troy kind of hit on it. Watching Paulo, he confirmed everything I thought him to be. I mean, we were a little shocked he went number 1, but he was also the guy, we talked about this before, and I mentioned this. He's the guy I'm banking on to be the first All-Star, or will be an All-Star. If you can put money on it, it's Paolo Banchero, just because what Troy said, his ability to play make at 6'10", and he's got the finishing ability. He's stepping out. He's a little more consistent hitting a shot from downtown, which that was something I questioned too coming in. But yeah, if you take into account his skill set offensively, what he can do defensively if he's locked in, which you've seen it at times, he's got the complete package. And now you understand, like, if you're Orlando, that's why you take him, just because he can go get you a bucket. Like, Jabari's great, but we're starting, and we'll hit on it in a little bit, but there's reasons why also destination matters, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, with Paulo, confirms everything I wanted, man. He's a bucket. He really is.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think, like, obviously there's aspects of his game where he's going to have to grow. Like, his shot isn't the greatest thing on the planet right now. Like, the form itself is good. It just doesn't go down all the time. So he's just a young player. And then, like, the other thing too, his handles got to get a little better. He can kind of, with Paulo, since he's 6'10" and has such like a physical, strong frame, he's kind of able to protect the ball, like, with his body a little bit more, not necessarily expose it to get stripped, but at the same time, in the NBA level, like, especially for his skill set, they'll just have to get a little bit tighter with that. But overall, blown away. But another guy at the top of the draft that has been impressing even before the Vegas Summer League, starting in Salt Lake City, was Chet Holmgren. And I just want to take my little moment to say, just to say, mother, I told y'all. But anyway, I told y'all. But seriously though, like, it was amazing. Like, even people at our own network, like not to name names, there were people that were telling me my take was whack, that then went and put money on Chet being Rookie of the Year. So that's where we're at. But with that, Chet had 12 blocks through 3 games of Summer League. His jump shot looks smooth. His ball handling's great. The only thing is, yet again, just been when he's been faced with that physicality. That's kind of been the tough thing. But I want to know what you guys thought of Chet specifically, and what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, guys, he's a guy that has Durant-like skill set. He really does. He's a facilitator. He can get to the hole. He can score really at any angle. I think that's the biggest thing that I think of is his scoring, because he's a scorer. He's not a shooter. He's a scorer. I mean, he can shoot the ball, sure, but like, he is the definition of a bucket. And I see with his long, versatile, I swear if you squinted your eyes, you saw a little bit of Durant. Not saying he's going to have the career that Kevin Durant did, but he's kind of a protege of Durant, I would say. So I feel like Chet's going to have definitely a long career here in the NBA. And man, I think OKC just got tremendously better with him. And to think of his teammates, like you mentioned earlier, Jeff, the pairing and what teams you go to does matter. I mean, Giddey and him and Shea, ooh, guys, OKC is on a rebuild and a good one.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. And in that pairing, that tandem of Giddey and Chet in the pick and roll is going to be something that for years is really going to terrorize teams.
Yeah.